It all feels so dark. Hello, I'm tired. I just turned 20. In the past few weeks, I have deteriorated. I'm a person I barely recognize, and every time I look in the mirror, I just hate what I see. I'm studying music, but I'm not enjoying it. I just procrastinate until I can't put things off anymore and then kick myself in the side for it. I've never had a formal job either. I just spent all my time in high school crying in the counselor's office and drowning myself in extracurriculars. This is a hard word to say. Extracurriculars. I feel stupid, unimpressive, and like all I've ever done is disappoint my parents and the few friends I've managed to make. Every morning I wake up and wish that I hadn't, cursing myself for feeling that way when I have a family that loves me to bits. I'm just so tired of it all. The people I love try desperately to help me, but ultimately it's futile because the only one who can do something about this is me, and I don't think I can do it. I feel truly pathetic and inept like an adult child. If my 5-year-old self saw what I had become, she'd be so sad. I dashed all of her dreams and aspirations and ruined her life, and I wish I could die. I wish I could die, but I am too much of a coward to go through with anything, and I couldn't do that to the people I know still love me. I have a whole life in my hands, and I am wasting it laying in bed trying to forget that I feel like a failure. I wish I could give it to somebody who could use it better. Thank you to anyone who reads this. That's a heavy one, man. I want to say this post is something I've related to my entire life. Everything that this person has said here is exactly what I felt like my entire life. That darkness looming over you because you just feel like a failure. It's not even that you failed your parents. This person mentions that, but it's not even that. It's not even that they're failing the people around them. It's the fact that they failed their childhood self. They failed their 5-year-old self. I remember as a child, I always dreamed of having a family. I always dreamed of like this perfect, like peaceful, like existentially peaceful, loving life of just raising a family. I have a specific memory of a dream that I had. Might have been a daydream, might have been a real dream, I don't know. I was with my future wife. We had a kid, or maybe 2 kids, and they were playing in the grass. And there was a rainbow in the background. It was very sunny. It was like an April or May kind of day, and it was so beautiful, and I felt so much peace in this dream. Like I was literally in heaven. Like I literally felt like if there was like a leveling system or like a metric to how much peace you could have, it would be like 100 out of 100. My contentment in life, 100 out of 100. My happiness, my joy, I felt so pure and innocent, and like I was so close to like how we're supposed to feel as humans. Now, this dream I had, I constantly thought about it when I was 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, and I hated my life. 17 years old, the whole age range. I always thought about it in those years because I felt like I failed my life. I felt like at some point in my life I strayed off the path that I was supposed to go on, and that I just failed, and I left this like dream that I was supposed to live, and reality kicked in. The reality of this life, that it's painful, that it's suffering, that it's not fun, that it sucks, and that it can be very dark, and that my existence is actually very, very dark, and that there's some kind of spiritual like emptiness that clouds your life, that like feels like that emptiness has been taken over by something very, very dark at some point in your life. Whether through trauma, whether through some kind of spiritual door. As you can see in this post, he uses a lot of negative self-talk, calling himself pathetic, inept. I wish I could die. All these things this guy says. And I don't know why I keep saying guy, because it's very clear it's a she. I keep saying guy, but it's a woman. All these negative intrusive thoughts that she gets is almost like it's coming from this spiritual thing that is like overtaken. I want to share something that is going to make a lot of people click off this video, but it's a very dark truth about this world. And I'm saying this as somebody who has never been spiritual in my life. I've always been this atheist, this like very like agnostic, like I didn't think about this kind of stuff. Oh, I don't believe in ghosts, I don't believe in any of this. I never really did. Let me tell you, these things are real. And this isn't to scare you, but there is a very real evil entity in this world. Just as there's a very real good entity. This good entity is God, and God is the source of everything good. And Satan, the source of evil, is the source of everything evil. And so, with that knowledge, we know that there's a source for evil and there's a source for good. Negative thoughts, intrusive thoughts, comes from the evil one. Now, the thing with God is, and I know I'm jumping all over the place here, but this person says, if my 5-year-old self saw what I had become, she'd be so sad. I dashed all of her dreams and aspirations and ruined her life. That is how I felt growing up. I felt like I failed my younger self. which is a horrible feeling, and my heart goes out to her for feeling this way about her younger self, because the reason why you feel this way is because you have strayed off the path that God has for you. And I know this is very religious sounding. Please don't click off. I actually have a very important message here to share. As children, we are the closest to God because we haven't yet been like a part of this world. We haven't yet felt the darkness of this world and seen the evil and seen the bad and like experienced it, and we haven't really gone into addictions and like the negative things and the really bad habits and like the sexual immorality and the porn and the junk food. Of course, a lot of us ate junk food growing up, but and like lying and like evil, a lot of these things we weren't like doing very much at this point in our life. Even if we were like really bad liars as kids, even then we just haven't been doing it long enough to be really distant from God, because we're like a new creation still. So we're still very close to God. That closeness to God is why as a kid you felt so much peace, you felt so much love, you felt so much contentment, innocence. You felt these things because you still had these things. The older you get, the more you fall away from that feeling, the more you become distant to God. The faith that we had as children in our parents. See, as adults, we don't have faith in anything to take care of us. As children, we had faith that our parents would take care of us, but as adults, we don't have that kind of faith. And that's why we need God. As adults, like, we need God. And I'm saying this to somebody who used to be an atheist. Like, I don't know how I lived without God, because when you live with God and you have God and you trust in God, it gives off the same feeling as when you had faith in your parents and you had your parents and you could rely on your parents to take care of you, feed you, clothe you. That same feeling you feel when you have God. You feel like your life is going to be okay because you have God. You might still be distant from Him in your actions and your habits and in your ways, but you still have faith in God, and that is what brings that childlike faith, that childlike peace that 5-year-old had, that she wants you to have, that she's like almost like screaming at you, trying to tell you that like, come back to the source of all of these beautiful things. Another thing is, they say in the beginning here, I'm a person that I barely recognize, and every time I look in the mirror I hate what I see. In this life, we are susceptible to the enemy that wants us to be distant from God. This enemy wants us distant from God, and as a result, we often give into that. We often give into the addictions, the bad habits, the bad things. We become distant from God, and these entities try to build up these addictions and these habits and these like things we have, and try to like make them control us. And these dark entities try to make these things control us so that we never come to God, or we never feel God, at least in this life. Even if you have God in your life, if you still have these like demons that are destroying your life and like controlling you, then you're not going to feel like you're very close to God. And that's why a lot of Christians like still feel depression and anxiety, because they're not close to God at all. They have faith, yes, but they don't feel close to God because these demons are like controlling their life with this evil and this darkness, and that's why they feel so dark. That's why they feel so depressed. You don't recognize yourself because there's a very real evil demonic entity that is controlling your life, and it's turning you into a dark person. And the only way out of that is to chase God, to overcome the addictions, overcome the habits that are destroying your life, overcome the instant gratification, overcome the sadness, overcome the just literally go on self-improvement for your life and chase God and go on self-improvement. Those two things are the things that have saved my life from literally committing suicide, ending my life. Those two things are literally the only things that are keeping me going right now as we speak. If it wasn't for these two things, I wouldn't actually be alive. And if for some reason I was still alive, I'd be very miserable. You need to self-improve your life physically, mentally, and spiritually constantly. And you have to be chasing delayed gratification for your life, not instant gratification, not the pleasure, not the short-term pleasure, but the long-term gratification, the long-term meaningful things. There are times where I just like am driving to work or driving like somewhere, and I'd be in my car and I'm just looking out at the sky, and I see a squirrel running across the grass, and I see the dark, lush trees in the sky, the blue sky, and I literally feel like I see colors more vibrantly. I literally feel like I'm more a part of life. I'm over here in my car smiling because I see a squirrel running across the grass and I see the sky, and I'm like stupidly smiling with like a stupid grin on my face. You can get to that level of happiness in life if you're just close to God. And I wish you could experience this. I wish there was a way that I could convince you guys watching this video right now to get closer to God, and to actually feel this for yourselves, because it's all I have. That's why I make these videos, because this is all I have. God is all I have. So when I read posts like this, like, it actually does touch my heart, because everything this girl says in this post is everything I've experienced in my life. All these thoughts, all these feelings. This is a post I very easily could have written at some point in my life. And so I'm reading this and I'm just analyzing it, and I'm just thinking, like, if you would just understand this concept of coming closer to God with your life and your habits and your addictions and overcoming those things and losing the demons, literally like getting yourself delivered from these demons and getting them removed from your life. They have so much control over you and are destroying your mind, your soul, your body, and they hate you. Come back to God. Like, I'm saying this as somebody who was never religious growing up. This changed my life. This saved my life. And so, like, this touches my heart. It genuinely does. Your 5-year-old self is calling out to you. My, 5-year-old self was calling out to me in my lowest moment. Come back to God. Come back to this peace, this love, this joy, this contentment, this purity, this innocence, this, life, this gratitude, this life, and life abundantly. Get rid of the dark habits, the dark addictions that are looming over your life. Don't let those things control you anymore. These demons are controlling you with these dark habits you're doing, like lying and fapping and porn and junk food and all these instant gratification things that aren't of God, that separate you from God. And have a relationship with God. Know who God is. Know Jesus Christ, who died on the cross to be the blood, literally like the blood atonement for your sins. He died for you. So that he could make a way for God to have a relationship with you again. There's no better love than this. And if you can just experience these beautiful attributes that we felt as children, but feel it from the source, from God himself, if we could just do that, we would actually start to enjoy our hobbies and the things we're doing in life. We'll start to find purpose in life, meaning in life. We'll start having meaningful relationships and friendships and people in our life. We'll start feeling love again, peace again, emotions again. We'll start seeing colors more vibrantly. We'll start seeing and feeling emotions more. We'll start seeing things more. We'll start feeling more grateful for things. We'll start literally enjoying the taste of our food more. That's how life gets. Life can get to that point for you. It can get to that point for you. No matter how low you are in life, how dark your life is, how much you love, how much you're stuck in this darkness, this hole. I literally used to be addicted to the darkness, physically, not even just symbolically, but physically. I was taking showers in the darkness. I never wanted to leave the house. I never wanted to talk to people. I couldn't look people in the eyes. I wanted to be alone. I didn't want to go out. I did everything in my room in the dark. I never had lights on in the house. This was my life, because that's what was comfortable to me, because there is a very real dark entity that is in your life that is making you, because this is a part of you now. This is 99.9% of you. This thing has 99.9% control over you. And so of course, if this dark thing is 99% in control of you, of course you're going to feel more comfortable in the darkness, in the physical and spiritual darkness. That's how I was. But when I got delivered, when I came to God, when I fixed my life, I slowly, actually quickly, came out of that darkness and didn't want to be there anymore. And I started enjoying the light and enjoying people, and I was able to look people in the eye. I was able to enjoy and be grateful for life. I was able to be more okay with myself. I was able to actually love myself again, and love my hobbies, and love my things, and my quirks, and the things I did, and the way I looked. And I almost had a bright aura to myself. People saw me not with a dark countenance, but like a bright, glowing countenance. If this is what you want for your life, please take my words into consideration, because I want the best for you. God loves you, and you need to chase God with all your heart, and chase the godly, natural order to things, and natural habits, the natural things we're supposed to be doing. going out in nature, meditation, and avoiding doom scrolling so that our attention span and like our mindfulness is better. And so we're more present in life. Journal so you don't have so many thoughts in your head all the time and so you're more present. Do gratitude journaling so you're more grateful and you force that gratitude and make it a reality. Stop telling lies. Every time you tell a lie, go and journal. Okay, I lied. Why did I lie? How do I overcome it? Go to the gym, exercise, push your body so that your body, because we all know that if we improve our body, we'll feel more confidence and we'll also just feel better about ourselves because we pushed ourselves and we pushed our limits and we feel better about that, better about ourselves, better about our abilities, better about who we are because we worked hard, we put in the effort. Also, it's just a thing that's we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be sedentary. Pray to God, read the Bible, slow down in life, have meaningful relationships. These are all important things that are of God. Don't watch porn, don't fap, don't eat really bad junk food all the time because that kind of messes with you mentally and will affect you spiritually too. Physical health, mental health, spiritual health all affect each other. And so anyways, with that being said, I know I really went on a tangent there. I was getting very emotional at some parts, but I know that's a lot of information, but I just wanted to talk about this post I saw. And I love you guys, and if you're going through a similar situation, it gets better. It can get better, but you have to make the effort. You have to make the decision now. It's all up to you, man. It's all up to you. Change your life and come to God and come to the godly habits. Enjoy life again. Feel like a kid again. That's possible for you because I felt it. I didn't think it was possible for me, but I now know that it is. Love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.